Welcome to Drop the Puck. We're back at D-Side Leisure Centre in this new year. I hope you've enjoyed your Christmas as much as we have.
Oh, very much so. Obviously, managed to catch the old Drop the Puck Christmas special. That was a great show.
It certainly was. So, of course, we've got the return of Blackburn Hawks here to the Den today, and the Blackburn Hawks currently sitting in 6th place going into this game with 19 points. They're looking to maintain their climb and dominance maybe up the table, because they're in a pack of 3 currently sitting in the middle of the table, where with their 19 points either side of them, we've got Solihull and Solihull and Whitley, but they've got 3 games in hand on them.
Yeah, so, really 2 good dominant teams in the Morley there, either side. That's a tight pack in the middle. It's going to be a tough battle to fight out for them, but it's doable for the likes of Blackburn. They've got the players on the ice that can do it. They've got the momentum, they've got the skill. It's going to be an interesting to see how they finish up the season.
Of course, on the other hand, D-Side sitting at the bottom of the Morley still. 4 points from 18 games. They're not looking so well. Also, surprisingly, they too are in a pack there of 3 teams struggling to fight out of that relegation area. Billingham Stars and Nottingham Lions. Billingham's a bit of a shock for us.
Certainly, obviously, Billingham a bit of a powerhouse team. We saw it last season. We've mentioned it many times on their Drop the Puck this season. Maybe that EPL reshuffle has really reshuffled all of the leagues. But I think what the focus is going to have to be for the Dragons, you're not going to get silverware this season, to just focus on staying where they thought to be in the Morley.
So it's going to be an interesting game. I expect it to be a feisty affair, with it being a local derby, of course. I'm expecting a lot of goals. Hopefully it's pretty even on the ice, but I think it's time to start the new year with our first favourite phrase of ours. Ben, it's time to drop the puck.
As we get ready to get this first period underway here, the D-Side Dragons in the white and red, the Blackburn Hawks in the red and white. And both teams certainly going to be up for this one. Dragons desperately need those points to claw the way out the bottom of the Morley. Blackburn, a little bit of a point to prove, Gary, with the local derby and the bragging rights, but more to the point, trying to break away from Billingham and Whitley.
Yeah, it's on paper, Blackburn look, it's a frightening lineup, Ben.
It certainly is. You've got the likes of Joseph Estocchi out there, Aaron Davis, and new signing and big target, Kim Nietnen.
Yeah, Kimmy's going to be an important player for the Hawks this year.
As the Hawks try to feed that through centre ice, but it's picked up by Worrell. Viney picks that up straight away, lays that off. Shot comes in early.
Oh, Bentham again. Oh.
And we can notice between the pipes tonight, for the Dragons, Ollie Johnson starts. Shot comes in on Nick Trappans, he just turns that out. And we look and go again. Into the corner, fed up, onto the blue line. Charles Spridgen called up from D2 for the Dragons one side tonight. Wearing the number 4 shirt for the Dragons, he's going to ice, get some time.
It's nice that the D2 players can be brought through. The Dragons need some depth at the moment.
Lukovic turns that away. Picked up again though, very quickly. Back off, and it's a good save there from Johnson. Very quick to deny Riddick. But looking to go again into the corner.
Yeah, good opportunity for the Hawks there, they missed that.
Dragons look to break out very quick. 3-on-3 situation. Broden plays that across to Spridgen, but it's going to be Stevie Duncombe into the corner, just picks that up, skates that round, drops that back. And the Hawks look to take the sting out the little bit of momentum Dragons were building as they look to go again. Tries to find James Riddick on the through pass, but pass is cut out. Dragons around the back of their own net. Pressure coming in there from Mistocchi. Worrell able to reel that in. It's going to go into the corner. Streetley's into the corner for it. And makes its way round. Pollitt breaks G. Into the corner, takes a shot. Oh! Great save from Johnson.
Double attack, and he managed to stave that off.
Denies Lomax as well. There you go again, shot comes wide. Pollitt's asking questions earlier, Johnson. Right out stationed in front, 2 Hawks. Dragons need to clear this. Do so, breathe for a second. Reel that in, it's Bennett. Bennett feeds Josh Richardson. Richardson goes to break the blue. Wainwright in support, tries to find Ryan Jones in the middle. It's going to be picked up and turned out very quickly by Lomax. Lomax round to Davis. Davis finds Kim Yettinen, gets the puck back, tries to get some momentum. Jones denies that pass. Davis again, back in his own zone, off the board. Jones is going to put that in on net. Johnson's down and just going to use his blade there. Gav Austin now for the Dragons. Plays that through centre, knocked on by Wigglesworth. Puck stays on side. Boothroyd heads back with Baldwin. Baldwin tries to find a man in the middle, does so. Break through centre ice now. Puck played across by Bentham. Right on net. Out in front, Dragons do well to stave off the pressure. Davis finds the ice with that. And word's already been exchanged between himself and Craig Lukovic. Face off, won by the Hawks in their own zone. Spridgen applies the pressure though. Dragons out in front. Tried to find Worrell there on the edge of the paint. Unable to do so. Cracking defensive play from the Hawks as he looks to break, and here comes Royds. Royds round his man, goes backhand. Great denial by Johnson. As they're going again. And Ashton between the pipes so far for the Hawks has had just as good a game as well. Neal's going to be back in his own defensive zone to reel that in. Tries to feed it forward. Finds Pollard. Pollard lays back to Riddick. Shot comes in, the deflection down, and it's gone in.
Oh, it's sneaked in.
Initial shot there comes in. It's knocked down right in front of Oliver Johnson, sorry. You can see it there, just creeps in.
Yeah, unlucky for the netminder Johnson. Looks like the Blackburn taking the 1-0 lead.
8 minutes 48 in this first period gone, and the Blackburn Hawks find themselves on the power play. The special teams unit of the Dragons not been great this year, unfortunately. And the Hawks will obviously use every opportunity given to them as they take this into the Dragon zone. Look for a man out front. No one there, goes into the corner, feeds that back behind the net. Dragons quickly clear the paint as the Hawks set up some rotation now, trying to find that open lane. Puck goes in. Looking for the deflection was Stocci. Great defensive work there from Wainwright. And Wigglesworth. Great applying the pressure onto Baldwin there.
His determination's unbelievable.
And this is brilliant. This is exactly what the Dragons need now, forcing the Hawks to run that clock down as we're 1:10 left on this penalty.
Yeah, they've wasted a minute already through.
Stocci though, round two. Finds support, shot
it's
comes in.
Bentham, by the look at it.
Rich Bentham there with the first assist coming from Joseph Stocci. We said he was a formidable wingman, Gary.
Yeah, you can see him just there to the left of the keeper approaching the goal. The pass is fed in and he calmly slots it right into the net.
Draw won by the Hawks. Bear in mind the Hawks are currently on the penalty kill. Dragons are the one with the man advantage, and the special teams unit here at Blackburn doing exactly what it needs to do and just run that clock out.
Yeah, they're playing clever hockey.
As the puck's dumped all the way down to the Dragons, 10 minute remaining in this power play. Picked up by the Dragons. Vining applying the forecheck. Kennedy knocks that back. Broden finds Jones near side. Ryan Jones skates that in. Goes into the corner. Back to Wainwright. Wainwright round his man. Still trying to push that through. Jones manages to come out with the puck though. He's done that all the way back round to Spridgen. Spridgen's going to be there. Knocks that on for Kennedy. Heavy pressure coming from the Hawks, but Kennedy's got that in. Shot comes in. Looking for the deflection was Broden out in front. Wainwright keeps the play alive. Takes a shot near side. Ashton down, knocks that out. Hawks clear that and they found a man all the way open. Pollard takes a shot. Sure-handed goal for the Blackburn Hawks. And he takes it to 3.
Well, when it's one-on-one like that, Keeper doesn't really stand a chance, and he just slotted that home nicely there. Blackburn Hawks 3, Dragons 0.
Stevie Duncombe back in his own zone. Pushes that up. Puck's chipped in, and there's the buzzer.
Well, an interesting first period. We had 3 goals, all from the Blackburn Hawks, and they're coming here to continue that great vein of form that they've got at the moment with such a strong lineup. Dragons struggling. Join us after the break. We'll bring you more of the action here on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back as we get ready to drop the puck on period 2. Dragons are going to win that face-off. Blackburn Hawks already a 3-0 commanding lead. Goals accredited to Rich Bentham and Lee Pollard.
Yeah, it's been an impressive first period for the Hawks. But saying that, most people would have put the Dragons to be a lot more down than they have been, and they've been quite aggressive in front of net.
Jones picks that up, takes a shot early.
Bit like that there, as I was saying, the Dragons have shown a little bit of sign of improvement in front of net, but as of yet, fails to get that puck in.
Davis chases down the puck, but Jones is going to be there, plays that off the boards. Onto the stick of Bentham. Bentham still with the puck. Takes it in. Davis! Oh, quick shot there. Johnson does well to deny him. Face off. Won by the Dragons deep in their own zone. Lloyds goes round, tries to find Neil. Neil. Oh, back door there was a Stotchy. Denied by the metalwork, can you say Fatang?
Yeah, it's they're already asking questions of that Dragon keeper.
Oliver Johnson having a reasonably good game so far. He's seen a lot of rubber. As Broden caught up in that crimson wave there of Hawk shirts coming back. But Stotchy takes it through. Lukovic comes over. Picks his pocket. And the Dragons with the puck. Look to break quickly. Oh. It's the Hawks who turn that around.
Oh, opportunity missed there.
And Royds initially started that turnover. Good chip play finds Kennedy. Kennedy, man up. We've got a 2-on-1 situation. Takes a shot. Oh, and it's off Ashton. I don't even think he realised that.
Oh, he missed that opportunity then.
Out in front of his own bench. Wainwright tries to put that back in. It's cleared out. Man on his own is Royds. Fans the shot. Johnson breathes a sigh of relief and the Dragons break again. Bennett gets himself onside. Shot from Wainwright low. Ashton's down, leg pad save. And Gary, here's this tennis match of hockey we've got with Pollard as we're going back and forth.
Good save.
Cracking glove save there from Johnson. Face off won by the Dragons. 2 minutes 30 in this first period played. Bennett tries to chase Streetley to the point. Shot comes in. Seen out by Johnson. Richards goes over far side. Worrell tries to apply the pressure. On the
Lomax.
Yeah, Lomax. Good stand-up block there by the defensive man. As we turn. Looks to go forward. Richards feeds Bennett. Bennett takes that over. Oh, loses the puck though. And it's going to be Rob Streetley who's just bringing that under control. Hawks now behind their own net. Yeaton drops that back. Puck push forward. Bennett shopping away there at Pollard's stick. Picked up by Broden. Broden looks up quickly. Finds his man far side.
Oh, he's held up a bit.
Hawks demon doing exactly what they're there to do.
And you couldn't have asked for a better demon to do it as well.
Shot comes in.
Oh, it's in!
Wainwright, and he's managed to find it. Drew Ashton to the short side and left that far side wide open. Dragons claw one back.
Well, it's exactly what we see when we say the Dragons need to claw back, and they've done it in style. Wainwright slotting it past the keeper there, and the Dragons take one. It's Dragons 1, Hawks 3.
Face off won by the Hawks in their own defensive zone. It's just over 7 minutes gone in this second period. As Blackburn Hawks now look to break forward, trying to find Davis. Davis with the pace behind the net. Jones does enough to disrupt play. As Ryan Jones now feeds Bennett. Owen Bennett head up. Kim Yetton in front. Plays that across. Waddle was unable to reel that in. Hawks jump on the loose puck. Streetley feeds it forward again. Wainwright sees Bentham off. Bentham looking for the interference call. They find Worrell at the blue. It's 1-on-1. Streetley's there.
Oh.
Worrell's brought down.
No penalty.
Richardson's over there as well. Hawks able to use their pace to break free. Back into the Dragon zone. Right across the face of Johnson's goal there. Bentham now chased down by Broden. Broden trying to apply the pressure. Viney in support. Takes it over. Davis steps onside. Shot comes in.
Oh.
Great save there from Johnson. Face off. Won by the Dragons. So they push that round. Jones tries to find the big stretch past the Wigglesworth centre. Shout for icing.
Then the most notable thing tonight, of course, is the Dragons are without their leading scorer.
Yeah, so James Parsons not icing tonight.
It's an opportunity. Oh my goodness, how did he miss that? Oh, an open opportunity with the goalkeeper sprawled across the floor.
Royd's not happy with himself for missing that opportunity. Jones pushes that over. Wigglesworth brings that in. Broden brings it back.
Yeah, we were just saying, Ben, about the Dragons being minus Parsons, of course, tonight, which he's going to be sorely missed off the ice.
Certainly, obviously, Parsons, quite a prolific scorer himself, dangerous on the puck. Plays for his team, and right now, Gary, Dragons pretty much need all the men on the ice they can get.
Yeah.
They're looking, even though they're the home side tonight, they are looking a little short benched. A lot of guys out there doing a lot of long shifts. And Charlie Spridgen now for all the Dragons. Taken on by Austin. Austin takes a shot. Ashton's down. 9:40 in the second period gone. And the Hawks just putting themselves into a bit of cruise control and every now and again trying to take the opportunity. Dragons trying to fight to get back into this one. As Waddle plays that across D to D. Jones tries to feed Austin. It's picked up by Neil Lowe. Plays that opposite side for Lomax. Ollie Lomax skates it in. Thinks about it, looks up. Looking for the man out front. Pass last second. It's good block there from Johnson. Chris G's with him. Again, shot comes in. Ashton seals the gap. And again, Hawks pushing forward. Shot comes in. Wainwright does enough to clear that out. Wigglesworth's going to chase that down. Mietnan, no. Takes that back, goes D to D. Forward check pressure coming from Jones and Wigglesworth. Pollitt receives that puck back. Baldwin comes across. Jones looks like he caught a stick there to the face. Shakes it off though. And Royds. Again with the Dragons turn it round. Back and forth. This entire second period. Broden keeps that on side. Finds Wainwright. Pods that in for Wigglesworth. But the Hawks jump on the loose puck. Look to break. Here's that burst of pace we talked about. Finds man in the middle. Does it?
Oh my goodness!
Johnson diving save. And it was Riddick who couldn't bring it under control in the high slot then. As the Hawks will try and get something going again. Shot comes in. Istocci posted right out in front there, trying to screen Oliver Johnson to pick up the rebound, but Wainwright does enough to get full contact with that and rip it away. We're going to get ourselves a whistle here. There's going to be an icing call. Face off. is picked up by the Dragons. Puck finds its way down onto Ashton, uses his blade. Take the sting out of that and feed that to a teammate. Waddle trying to get up there. Austin back, chasing down Davis. Davis takes it into the corner. Finds Neil, who tries to bring that back. Still with James Neal. Pushes it forward. And the Hawks now setting up a play. Bit of rotation. Bradvani.
Dragons defence closing down any avenues coming up.
Great defensive work there by Gav. Austin cuts the pass off. Finds Kennedy, who's breaking forward around Yettinen. He's got support with Spridgen. Kennedy trying to dig it out.
Oh.
Couldn't do it. Shot coming in. Oh. The Dragons with the first proper major opportunity of this second period. And there's the buzzer, Gary. It was a very quick period.
Yeah, it's gone very, very quick, that period. And on paper, the Dragons won that one by getting that one goal to pull them back within 2 of the actual score. We go into the tunnel at the end of this second period with the Dragons trailing 3-1 to the Hawks. Join us after the break when you can join us for the rest of the action here on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to part 3 of Drop the Puck as we get ready to go here. The Blackburn Hawks with the 3-1 lead. Blackburn in red, Dragons in the white.
And they're keen to get off there.
As play resumes.
It's almost like the referee didn't want to let go of that puck.
We know there's some harsh words exchanged in between the locker rooms in the break there. Both teams getting fired up by their respective coaches and captains. And now we'll see. There it is! Bentham with the very quick early goal. Did not see that coming. That was a blink of the eye and it's in.
Well, they come out, all guns blazing, straight away got that quick goal and established that 3-point gap between them and the Dragons. And it's Dragons 1, Hawks 4.
Spridgen picks up the puck from the face-off, tries to take it in, but he's dispossessed by Varney. Broden puts that back in on there. Ashton sees that off. Into the corner now, tries to play it up and round. Lukovic manages to keep it on. It's knocked on by the Hawks zone. Here's Viney and Davis. Viney tries to feed Davis and shut down there by the Dragons' defence. Still to go again. Right out in front! And that looks like it's going to be accredited to yet again Bentham.
Yeah, I thought it looked like Davis had put a puck on that, stick on that, but
I think it's got knocked out and Bentham's jumped on that, and that's his hat-trick goal for the night.
yeah, quick answer there. You see from the replay, and it's just enough of a stab to get it in. And again, the Hawks get on the board. Dragons 1, Hawks 5. Hawks
Get play back underway with that face-off, and it's quite clear that whatever was said to them in between the period break in the locker room has certainly worked.
Well, the Dragons have got to stop pulling something out the bag here. They're going to try and claw something back from this.
Behind the Hawks net. They feed that up the wing. Breaking away yet again is Bentham. Gets round his man, looks the man back, takes a shot. Good deflection down from Johnson. But the puck's put straight back into the danger zone. And again, Dragons just do enough to see it off. But send back around once more. Dragons take that forward with Ryan Jones. And back now with Stocci. Hawks, just slow everything right down, allowing the change. As quickly, they look to go again. Picked up by the Dragons, turn back, Broden. Feeds that back to his defenseman. Pushes that forward to Wainwright. Richardson plays off the boards. And Broden skates it down, Duncombe. Just sends it back. Miettinen. Under pressure from Broden. Plays that puck forward though. It's going to be past to Pollock. Pollock loses his edge at the blue.
It's slippy out there.
Miettinen. Knocks on for G, who plays it back. Blackburn defenseman. Now trying to ride the three-man forecheck of the Dragons. It's dangerous as a man over. And here come the Hawks. 3-on-3 situation. Pollock winds up, takes a shot. Deflected wide. Wainwright skates that forward. Miettinen squaring up against. He's trying to dig that out from the boards. Lays it off for Wigglesworth. Takes the shot.
Oh,
great shot. Ashton denies. Chris G over knocks that back. Chris Jones going to pick up on the loose puck. Another shot comes in. Ashton glove save. Face off won by the Hawks in their own zone. Boothroyd lays that puck round the boards. Spridgen now digs that out for the Dragons. Out front. Turn, shoots, Worrell. Kennedy couldn't get the rebound. The Dragons now knocking on the Blackburn door.
they certainly need to do something.
Dragons now lose the puck. Benton breaks forward again.
Oh, Davis is
Finds
wide
Davis. Back in. Slot rotation by the Hawks.
Some nice tape-to-tape passing by the Hawks here.
Very much so, and you can see those fundamentals playing off. Bentham goes round his man, takes a shot, denied by the metalwork. Johnson's full thread, but it's over.
Oh dear.
And
it looks like, we'll have to check that on our replay. It looks very much like it's come off the back of Johnson.
So 4-on-4. And it's a slashing call on Worrell. There's a little over a minute remaining in that first penalty assessed to the Hawks. So they're going to have the man advantage for almost a minute and a half as we just approach the halfway point in this third and final period now. The puck back with the Hawks. They push that up again.
Hawks are just happy to sit back on it, burn out the time.
Jones lays that round. Picked up by Kennedy, plays that back. Benton sees an opportunity and jumps on it. Tries to find a man in the slot for the return. Davis, but it's going to be picked up and chased down by Viney. Lukovic plays it to Bentham. Wainwright's back. Great poke check there from Lukovic. Kennedy. And there's the first penalty expired, which means Hawks are back to full strength. So now Dragons on a penalty kill for the next 38 seconds. The Hawks flood forward in numbers. 4-on-1 situation. Work that puck round. And Johnson denies Davis. Does he? No, he didn't, sorry. I'll take that back. That's an Aaron Davis goal.
My goodness, that was so quiet then.
You could have heard a pin drop in here, and that's not gone down well with the fans here at D-side. So, after that very quick and almost Houdini-like goal from Aaron Davis, Dragons yet again find themselves on the back end of a 6-goal deficit. Hawks now taking the time to tactically set these plays up. G gets an offside call. Face off won by the Hawks. Miettinen plays that DC. Very quick, uses the space.
Oh,
finds G. G takes a shot.
That's it.
And it's Lomax with the goal this time. Chris G with the initial shot. Sneaks round to the side of Johnson. And Ollie Lomax is there to poke it in.
Yeah, there's not much the keeper could do about that, and he's not happy about it. He just slots it home. Lomax gets on the score sheet. And Dragons are leading the Hawks are leading the Dragons, shall I say, by 8-1.
Well, the Blackburn fans are in full voice tonight. It's Davis. Gets that ball, feeds over to Bentham. Wainwright, last man back. Bentham finding support. Takes it out in front of the Dragons bench. Off the board's fine, he feeds that back. Plays that forward. Kennedy. Takes it onside, doesn't take the puck with him though. And Jones tried to pass that back, Boothroyd was there. It's picked up by Bentham. Rich Bentham's not finished yet.
Oh my goodness!
And Baldwin with the goal. Rich Bentham lured the entire Dragons defence in and just tapped it forward for Lewis Baldwin, who just slots that home.
The softest of goals. Looked like Bentham was going to slam one in the net and just softly taps it in.
And you can see how exhausted the Dragons players are, and the look there on Mikhail Broden's face.
Yeah, but Bentham just taps it in, and Baldwin just sitting at the post there, casually knocks it in, and they take a 9-1 lead in this third period.
And literally, right at the end there, the Dragons were just like, you know what, just hit the puck. We'll let the last 10 seconds run out. Well thought effort there from the Dragon players. Very few of them tried to give a good account of themselves there tonight. Johnson's absolutely furious at himself.
I'm joined by Rick Bentham of the Blackburn Hawks. Rick, a good result for you tonight. You get 4 goals on the score sheet too.
Yeah, it was not a bad night, to be fair. I've not really been scoring a lot recently, so yeah, it was nice to finally get some goals.
So you're keeping yourself quiet, you say. Is there any particular reason for that?
No, I've just been hitting a lot of posts and stuff like that, so yeah, it's not been good.
Of course, one of the things that we picked up on during the game is looking at the team sheet. It's quite an impressive array of players there for Blackburn. Are you surprised they're sitting where they currently are in the league?
Yeah and no. I think at the start of the season we started off quite well, but we hit a bit of a slump about 2-3 weeks ago, and then since then we've started picking our game up a little bit, so hopefully we're going to continue with that.
Of course, you come into this sitting in that mid-table position with the likes of Solihull above you and Whitley below, but you've got those 3 games in hand. Do you think tonight's win's going to help you push towards the top of the table?
Yeah, it has to. We have to take that momentum and take it into the next few games, because anybody beats anyone in this league, to be fair. Like, you see Hull losing, Sheffield losing. It's just anybody can beat anyone, to be fair, on any given day. So yeah, it's a massive win.
So obviously you just picked up on the fact that, you know, anybody can pinch a game off each other and that, and of course the introduction of those ex-EPL teams that have come in, it's made a mass difference this season to the league. How do you think your team's fared?
I think we've done well, to be fair. I think considering the team what we had last year, I think Dunks has done a good job getting a decent team into battle with the EPL teams this year that have dropped down. So yeah, we're doing okay.
And yourself going into the remainder and the latter half of this season, where do you think the Blackburn should be finishing?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with playoffs and stuff like that. I don't understand the script, but obviously that's our aim, to hopefully finish sort of third, push for second. It sounds bad saying we're not going to win any, but we're not in a position to do that, I don't think. I think we can battle hard for third and second and see how we can take it from there into playoffs.
Well, wish you best of luck with the rest of the season, Rick. Hopefully we'll catch you later on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm joined by captain Ollie Lomax. Ollie, you've got to be impressed with the 9-1 result tonight.
Yeah, I mean, to win anywhere by that distance in this league, it's always pleasing. We came into this game off the back of having a free weekend last week due to the weather and stuff like that, so it's always tough to get back into it. I mean, we've targeted this and next week's game to get back into a bit of form. I think we've hit a bit of a patch maybe the last month or so, and it's not been for want of anything. We've just had bounces not go our way and stuff like that. I mean, spirits are still high and stuff, so we've won 3 in a row now, so hopefully we can get on a bit of a roll and start climbing back up that league where we want to be.
So I picked up with Rick before about your team sheet and how impressive it is. You've got an array of players there. Surely Blackburn must be looking at higher spots than they are at the moment.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think we're doing all right. I think we're doing as expected because the teams that have come down, you see the sponsors they have and the budgets, and I'll be brutally honest with you, the players that we've got, we're luckily where we are geographically with Manchester folding and stuff like that, so we have been lucky with who we've picked up. I mean, we've got Kieran for nothing, people like that, so we have been lucky, but with the roster we've got, there's no reason why we can't target that top 4 where we were at the start of the season, and like I said to you before, we need to get on a roll and just keep cracking away.
So you say one of those top 4 spots would be ideal for you. Looking at where you are currently in the table, you've got Solihull and Whitley either side of you, and you've got those 3 games in hand. Obviously a win tonight was useful, but how do you feel you're going to fare against the rest of them? Because in the lower and the middle of this table, it's quite competitive.
Yeah, like I said, you can't have a night off in this league. You get turned over. Like we beat Hull Pirates at home at the beginning of the season, and then teams have come to our barn where we've been really strong over the last few years. Even last year when we struggled, we won a lot of games at home, and they've turned us over. So yeah, any given night can go anywhere. So you've just got to prepare well on a Thursday night on practice and keep going. But our aim is to finish in that top 4. We want to be one of the top sides from the NIHL last year.
So of course, you mentioned about players and being able to attract them, but you've got some young talent coming through, I believe.
Yeah, young Josh Milnes, he's plays for Manchester Storm Academy under 11s, and it's like an annual thing. He's been a big fan of ours for the last few years, and I don't know if you remember last year, he actually scored his first goal for the Hawks. I think you deep round Scott McKenzie, didn't you? But he's actually just made Northern Conference under 11s as well, so one for the future, aren't you, pal?
So Josh, how do you feel about making that?
I'm really happy.
So do you see yourself as a future Hawks player?
Yeah,
And are you going to be scoring goals like you have been in the past?
probably.
Straight answers, that's what we like from to see. Well, congratulations on your win tonight, Ollie, and hopefully we'll catch you again later in the season.
Cheers, all the best, guys. Thank you.
So there you have it. Hawks win 9-1 on this event. And you've got to say, Ben, it was quite an impressive performance by the Hawks.
It was. It was fundamentally clean, to say. A lot of tape-to-tape passing. A lot of players in open positions because the player just worked right. A lot of heart there by the Hawks. They were jumping on loose pucks that they quite easily could have just shied out of, knowing that the pressure was there to turn the Dragons back into their own zone anyway. But no, they jumped on them, exploited the opportunity, and the goals came. But I think most certainly the biggest detriment tonight was the Dragons themselves. Not, through circumstances, they didn't have such a strong bench out tonight, and you could tell that. And unfortunately, the long shifts paid dividends, and the tired legs going into that third. And we've seen, the D-side fall away before, as they hit that third period. But tonight, it really, I think it impacted a lot, and you really saw it physically rather than just verbally.
Well, you picked up on that third period lull, which seems to be a common thing at the moment with the Dragons. All season, they seem to put in a good second period performance, get themselves back in it. The fans certainly think they're back in the game, and then all of a sudden, everything drops away.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. They come out firing up, all guns blazing after that first period break. And if they're not ahead, they'll either try and go ahead or they'll get that comeback goal and get themselves back in the game. And it's a hard-fought, hard-nosed second period we see. And then it's like night and day coming into the third. They come out of that locker room. Some of them are still even lining up for the face-off, and bang, they've got the pucks in the back of the net. And it's just like, wow, what happened there? And then it landslides. And we saw it tonight with Blackburn. We've seen it previously with the likes of Sheffield. We've also seen it with Nottingham. It's this. I don't know what the mentality is, but the D-side need to sort something out soon.
Well, the thing is, though, you've already said it there where D-side have that great second period, they come out in the third, and then all of a sudden the opposition bang. Surely, when D-side have a great second period, it has a positive effect on their opponents because they always seem to come out all guns blazing.
Yeah, so I think what it's almost like, should we say, waking a sleeping giant. That's what it is. Most teams seem to underestimate the Dragons when they roll up at the Dem. And you know, the first period they try and conduct it their way, and the Dragons obviously try and conduct it theirs. And then the second period, the Dragons like, no, it's our barn. We're going to conduct how the game goes. And then all of a sudden it's like, right boys, they've come to play. Let's step it up a gear. Let's show them what being in the moral is all about. And that's where it's lacking right now. And whether it is by the skin of their teeth they stayed in the morally last season, or whether it's all the changes that have happened, you know, in the back office, or whether it's just team heart or commitment. Nobody can actually put the finger on what the problem is with the Dragons at the moment, because they seem to have tried everything for a remedy and nothing seems to be working. All we know is these guys are coming out to give up their own time to enjoy the game and play the, you know, the sport they love, and they're doing it for the entertainment of the fans. And it's just that little bit of acknowledgement and appreciation I think they're looking for at the moment rather than anything.
You mentioned about the fact that, you know, they were short benched, so to speak, even though they're at home and they're down to two lines and that. But they brought a player up from the second D2 team today who gave out good performance.
So Charlie Spridgeon gave an excellent account of himself today, and it shows that, okay, whereas, you know, the Dragons 1 morally team may not be the strongest opposition to go against at the moment, the development programme's working, and this is exactly what it was always going to be about. With you know, we've mentioned it so many times. I know viewers and players are getting sick of hearing the same thing, but with the EPL folding and the EPL shake-up, and a lot of teams, you know, stepping down and players being absorbed into other clubs, it was always going to be an unscripted season. You know, nobody could have prepared for going into this. I mean, at the beginning of the season ourselves, we had it, you know, top flight boys, Bellingham, they'll be up there, you know, Whitley will be giving it a good run, Blackburn, you know, ex-champs, they'll be there, and we're looking and saying, wow, so Solway, okay, I could have called that, you know, a couple of the ex-EPL boys, Telford, they're all up there, you know, the likes of Blackburn, Dragon, Bellingham, fighting away. It's a completely off-script season that I don't think anyone could have called for, and right now, I think the Dragons could have gone with it being scripted and they'd have had a bit more stability.
Well, the key thing here is we're into the latter half of the season now where teams are going to be fighting to try and get for those final positions. It's interesting to see that the teams that, like you rightly said, that we predicted early on in the season to be quite close to the top are currently down in the bottom fighting it out with the Dragons. But the thing is, who's got the stay in this to keep in the race? The Dragons certainly need to find something. The Hawks have certainly found their form. But that's all we've got time for this week on Drop the Puck. It's been a great game here. Join us next week, same time, same channel.